Bertie Ahern hit back at a German TV show for not telling him they were going to ask him questions about his dealings with the Mahon Tribunal, saying they didn't honor what was agreed before the interview. He told the Mirror that he had been told that the interview was going to be about the Good Friday Agreement and that they'd throw in a bit about Brexit in that. Was it? Mr. Ahern was clearly annoyed with the fallout, as he said he broke his neck to accommodate the interview in his busy schedule around the Good Friday Agreement anniversary. The presenter of DW's Conflict Zone, Tim Sebastian, said after the interview that an email with a list of extra questions was not replied to by Mr. Ahern's team. Mr. Ahern denies this email was ever received by his side. Bertie Ahern, former Taoiseach Bertie Ahern, image, Colin Keegan, Collins, Dublin. Bertie Ahern's friend can't back the former Taoiseach for president. The video of the former Taoiseach getting up in the middle of an interview, removing a microphone clip and walking out of the studio leaving an empty chair has gone viral and has been seen all over the world. Now, Mr. Ahern has spoken for the first time about the interview and the furore it has caused after he was approached by the Irish Mirror on the margins of a Brexit conference in Dublin. He is unapologetic for his walkout and adamant that the German show did not give him advance notice of the line of questioning they turned to in the now infamous interview. Controversial former Taoiseach also said that he has dealt with the fallout from Mahon conclusively in the past, including a one-hour interview with Root, and that he has no intention of going back and revisiting the issue. Mr. Ahern was critical of the way the German TV station, DW, handled the situation. They sent us an email. I did 28 interviews with different people. You are probably fed up looking at them. I had to go out of my way to do that one for them. Mr. Ahern said. Bertie Ahern with Brian Cowan, image, Collins Photo Agency. Former Taoiseach Bertie Ahern, image, Gareth Cheney Collins. I had about 20 minutes, they said. Clearly it was about the Good Friday Agreement and that they'd throw in a bit about Brexit and that was it. They made it absolutely clear they were broaching nothing except Brexit and that. Mr. Ahern said. You know me, I talk to journalists all the time. It was very clear, it was the Good Friday Agreement and then they said some questions on Brexit and then they actually said if there was anything else, they would send another email, which they never did. The Mirror asked Mr. Ahern if he regretted walking out of the interview in light of the negative reception it has received on the internet. I don't worry about it one way or the other. He asked for an interview, I gave an interview and that was it. Former Taoiseach Bertie Ahern in Root Studios, image, Maxwell Photography. Miriam O'Callaghan, hot favourite for one of biggest jobs in the country. I stood up, I shook hands with him, there was no row argument, and then they sent it off trying to get publicity for themselves. It was very clear, my offices were very annoyed with them because I only have one person in the office. I went out of me way, broke me neck to do it for them, they just didn't honour what was agreed. There's no more to it than that, he said. Mr. Ahern said that he has dealt with Mahon comprehensively in the past and won't be going back there, because I wanted to finish that a few years ago. I did a whole hour on Root, a full hour with Miriam O'Callaghan, and I said that's it, I'm doing no more, you can't keep on back. So I hope now the other 24 interviews I did will get the same publicity, he added.